Okay, today we are gonna do a presentation about applied linguistic and language use from group 4. But first, uh, we want to introduction you about our group members. First is Faradiba, second is Arvin Liliana, third is Dinda Rahma, fourth is Imza Resti, fifth is Aprilia, and sixth is Tita Keisha, and the seventh is Jonathan Calvin, but Calvin could not join the Zoom meeting because he was mourning his grandmother in his village. And me, Matthew Hans Kundimang, as a leader of group. Okay, next, the definition. What is applied linguistics? Applied linguistics is the study of how language theory and knowledge are used to solve real-world problems involving language. Yes, like it focuses on practical issues like language learning, communication breakdowns, translation, and literacy. It connects linguistic research with fields such as education, law, healthcare, and technology.
And
Next,
then, what is language use? Language use refer to how people actually communicate in real life situations, how they speak, write, listen, and understand each other across different settings and contexts. It includes formal and informal language, accent, style, and how meaning is created or misunderstood. And the next, language play a major role in our everyday life, from education and media to legal system and healthcare. Because of this deep connection, language can often become a source of confusion or misunderstanding. Applied linguistics help bridge the gap by offering tools and methods to analyze, understand, and solve these language-based issues. And then many problems arise from how language is used or understood. Some of the most commonly discussed issues include correctness, forensic linguistics, applied stylist, lexicography, and then artificial language or language treatment.
Okay, next is correctness. Language correctness refers to how people judge whether a way of speaking or writing is right or wrong, based on rules or standards. It's a topic that often sparks strong public reaction, especially when people feel language is being used incorrectly or that standard of speaking. Next is forensic linguistics. Forensic linguistics is the use of language analysis to help solve legal and criminal cases. It examines spoken and written language in investigation and court. Problems facing forensic linguistics are the various challenges and limitations they encounter when working in legal setting. This problem include the first is working under tight time constraints set by court deadline. The second is explaining finding to an audience unfamiliar with linguistics, facing restriction on what they say, what they can say, when and how. The last is having to simplify complex linguistic concept for judge and juries.
Next, dealing with legal variation across different jurisdictions.
maintaining an objective stance in a system that often expects accuracy, working with probabilities rather than certainties, which can affect how their evidence is received in court. Next, response on forensic linguistics. Forensic linguistics, also called language and law, is growing field in applied linguistics. According to Gibbons or in Davis, 2007 addressed important issues such as people struggling to understand legal language, witnesses affected by linguistic pressure, language discrimination against minorities, and conviction based on language evidence. Applied linguistics play a key role in analyzing and responding to these challenges. Application of forensic linguistics. First, voice identification. Second, interpretation of meaning in laws, legal document and statement, example confessions. Third, authorship identification of dispute text. Fourth, analysis of legal discourse in courtrooms, police interview.
And then study of courtroom language used by judges, lawyers, and the witnesses, use of plain language in legal documents, and then trademark and copyright law analysis, and then translation and interpretation in multilingual legal context, and then providing expert evidence in court cases, then assisting investigations with linguistic analysis, then offering opinions for both criminal and non-criminal legal matters. Next. The key areas of forensic linguistics: the first, author identification, finding out who wrote, anonymous or disputed text using writing style and grammar. And then the second, speaker identification, matching voices in recordings through speech and sound analysis. The third, legal discourse analysis, studying language in legal settings, check if statements were clear or preserved. And then fourth, language and comprehension, checking if someone understands legal. And next, lexicography. Next. Okay, wait. Lexicography is the applied study of the meaning, evolution, and function of the vocabulary units of a language for the purpose of compilation in book form. In short, the process of dictionary making. Next.
Next is practical lexicography. Practical lexicography refers to the actual process of compiling, writing, and editing dictionaries. It deals with real-life tasks that lexicographers do to produce dictionaries that are helpful and easy to use. Next. Examples of practical lexicography tasks. The first, there is selecting which word to include in the dictionary. Next, writing clear and simple definition, providing pronunciation and part of speech, giving example sentences that show how the word is used, and designing the dictionary layout for users. Next. Next, there is theoretical lexicography, also called meta-lexicography. Theoretical lexicography is the scientific study of dictionaries. It explores the structures, functions, and principles behind dictionary making. It focuses on how dictionaries work, how they are used, and how they can be improved from a theoretical point of view.
Examples of theoretical lexicography topics. First, studying how dictionary entries are structured. Second, exploring the best way to write definitions. Third, analyzing how users understand and use dictionaries. Fourth, comparing dictionaries type. For example, learners versus expert dictionaries. Next. Artificial language or language treatment. Next. So, artificial language is a language that is purposefully constructed as opposed to organically evolving is called an artificial language. So these languages are frequently created for particular uses, such linguistic study, language learning assessment, or even fictitious words. So the teaching aids or resources utilized in language intervention or instruction are known as language therapy materials. The development of particular language skills such as vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, or understanding is the goal of these resources. Next, types of artificial language. First, constructed language, conlangs, created for communication, often in literature or media. For example, in Esperanto, Klingon in Star Trek, and Elfish in. And then second, artificial language for research, designed to study how people learn language patterns. For example, artificial grammar learning in psycholinguistics. And then testing language, simplified or manipulated form used to access specific linguistic abilities.
Next, it's about example. The example of artificial language for language learning research. It is suppose researchers create an artificial language with just 3 syllables, which is pa, ti, mo. And the grammar rule is all sentence must follow the pattern noun plus verb. An example like pa means dog, ti means runs, mo means barks. Example sentence in the artificial language like pati means the dog runs, pamo means the dog barks. Next is about common use, language treatment. First is in language teaching for structured lessons. In therapy, to help individual with language difficulties. And in language testing, to support or measure specific learning objectives. Example of language treatment material for grammar practice. Let's say a teacher wants to help students practice the past tense or of irregular verbs. The material is worksheet with sentences and pictures, and the instructions is fill in the blanks with the correct past tense. Like yesterday, she ... and the hint is go to the market, and the answer is when, which is yesterday she went to the market. Second is he ... and the hint is eat an apple for lunch, and the answer is ate. So he ate an apple for lunch. And the third example is they ... see is the hint a movie last night, and the answer is saw, which is they saw a movie last night. So, in conclusion, by tying language theory to practical application, applied linguistics plays a crucial role in solving real-world language issues. It helps with things like policy, therapy, assessment, and language instruction, while language treatment materials offer helpful resources for teaching and enhancing language skills. Artificial language enable researchers to investigate how people learn a language in controlled environments. Both are crucial for demonstrating how language may be learned, developed, and applied successfully in many social and academic contexts. So, I guess just that our presentation about applied linguistics, and Thank you very much.